wearing my Spirit jersey, Disney World. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games
and
Disney.
That's right! It's Disney Week. Disney Week. And I'm wearing my Walt Disney World Spirit jersey. Wait, can you see?
Yep.
Walt
Kind
Disney
of.
World? Can you see, guys?
Me
so,
too.
No, you're not. You need more Disney gear. Jeff only has like one Disney shirt. It's very embarrassing. This is my birthday week. And so for my birthday week, I decided that we were gonna combine my two favorite things, board games and Disney, right? That's right. So every video this week is Disney themed. For today's video, we're going to be talking about board games that are based on Disney rides. And we have 3 to talk about today. And then we're going to jump in and maybe talk about some of the rides that we'd like to see turned into board games. I got some ideas. For whoever publisher is listening, just listen to me, okay? And him, right? Okay, so we have 3 games that we're going to talk to you about today, and maybe let's start off with one of the most old school Disney rides, and that is It's a Small World.
It's a world of laughter, a world of tears.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
in
world
everyone's
of
head now, we get
hope
it.
and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. 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 It's a small world.
Ugh.
Jeff's favorite ride at Disney.
It isn't.
Okay, It's a Small World. This is from Funko Games, and I believe it's probably designed by Prospero Hall. Does it say? I just assume. It doesn't even say. Designed in Seattle. By who? Okay, it's designed by someone, I guess. It's a Small World is, as you can guess, a board game based on the very popular ride, It's Small World at Disney. And this is more so focused on, I think, the Disneyland version, which we unfortunately haven't actually had the pleasure of experiencing. No, the one in Disneyland, Jeff, it goes outside too. So it's just like this whole
So I have to listen to that song outside too?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Outside, inside, and
that doesn't change anything.
at the Disneyland one, there's some Disney characters like plopped in as dolls, like Lilo and Stitch.
This isn't doing anything.
It's hooking me, that's for sure. And It's a Small World. This, first of all, this is a game for children. It's for ages 4 and up. You are playing on 2 different teams. So if you're playing as 2 players, as Jeff and I have played, I am my own team, Jeff is his own team. And at the end of the day, it is a set collection game.
It's not set collection.
Not set collection.
It's like matching.
Matching.
Yeah.
So basically, you are going around in your little It's a Small World boat, just merrily along as somebody sings It's a Small World after all in the background.
I'm surprised you didn't put it on. Put it on.
I sang it though, weren't you listening to me?
Yeah, but not really.
Okay. You're going to be moving one space each round and drawing the number of cards that shows on the space, and then you're going to be looking at your hand, and you are going to be trying to match the cards in your hand to the images that you see on the 4 walls around you, or the 2 walls around you. There's going to be cards in there that allow you to flip the walls and all that good stuff. You play for 6 rounds, or until you play 6 clock towers, and then the game is done.
So you should mention, these cards come out randomly. So the clock tower cards come out randomly. So you're playing until 6 clock cards have been revealed.
Exactly. That could happen quickly, or it could happen longly.
Unfortunately for me, it did not happen quickly.
It went for a while. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. Now, you can play this. There's a short version where you play 5 clocks. There's the regular where you play 6, and then there's the long version where you play 7. If you are playing it with small children as well, you can also just play this as a fully co-op game where you just go around and everybody's looking for the images, and once you get 20, the game ends. This game is a perfect game for children.
Yeah, I'm crapping on it, but I don't mean to. It's perfect for like exactly that, like 4 to 10, I think. Maybe even like 4 to 8.
Yeah.
If you just want to play a game with kids, like super young kids, and get them into games, this is a very, very good option.
Yes. And I do feel like it does a really good job at catching the vibe of the Small World ride. You're just slowly going through, looking at all of the scenes, looking at all of like the images and the people and the animals, and it's beautiful. The game is beautiful.
It is very cute.
Like, just look at this box.
It's a very cute game. The artwork on the board and stuff is very cute.
So if you are a Disney fan, if you have kids, even if you don't, I think this, for me personally, I'm sure I've said this before, but I am collecting all of the Disney games because Disney is the second love of my life after Jeff. What?
After board games.
After Jeff.
That's what you were originally meant. And then you saw my
After
reaction
Jeff and the dogs.
and you're like, oh.
Definitely a great collection piece. Great if you have kids and just if you're a Disney fanatic, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a no-brainer.
Again, we've talked about whether or not, or I shouldn't say whether or not, we've talked about board games as art forms. And I mean,
this is art.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. So that is It's a Small World from Funko Games.
Next up from Ravensburger, we have Jungle Cruise.
Adventure game. The Jungle Cruise is another opening day attraction at Disney. This bad boy's got some history. You know what I mean? What?
There's a movie now?
And there's a movie now featuring The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Well, his name's not The Rock.
Okay, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Now, this game is another game for children. So basically, all of the games we're talking about today are, I think, definitely more geared towards children. So you're hopping on one of the Jungle Cruise boats along with the skipper, and you are going through the Jungle Cruise, like the Jungle Cruise tour, stopping at different destinations. Sometimes you're losing people. Sometimes you're gaining things and cargo and things like that. And basically, it's just kind of like another kind of slow moving ride, slow moving game. There's a lot of different cards in it that they have all of the Jungle Cruise jokes on them. And basically you're trying to get to the end of the line with the most people and cargo.
It's a bit set collection though, because there's certain types of people you want to bring back with you. Yeah, it's a bit of pick up and deliver, I think.
Yes.
Very simplistic pick up and deliver.
Yeah. Another game that would be fantastic to play with your kids. Definitely a little bit more complex than It's a Small World. So it's almost like, actually, I think that you
definitely have.
Yeah, the 3 games that we're going to be talking about are kind of like level 1, level 2, level 3. So It's a Small World is a level 1. Jungle Cruise is definitely more of a level 2. The theming in this game, listen, it's a very, very simple game. It's not one that Jeff and I are going to pull off of our shelves all the time to play. But it, once again, fully captures the vibe of the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, and I think this one, as Jamie mentioned, there's a little bit more mechanically going on. Like you have your boat and you have to place people on your little boat. You have to move things around.
There's decisions to be made in terms of where you go.
You can go one way versus another. So it's just an extra step up in terms of the progression of getting your kids into gaming.
Yeah, and like I've already said, the theming on the cards, the jokes on the cards are just as cheesy and corny as the jokes on the actual Jungle Cruise. This is something that I would definitely play with my niece River. I think that this would be something perfect for her. And yeah, the artwork, beautiful. The jokes, funny. That is Jungle Cruise, the adventure game from Ravensburger. Now, the last Disney ride game that we're going to talk about is the Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion is from Funko Games. Once again, probably designed by Prospero Hall.
So is Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise is Prospero Hall. I can almost guarantee you that It's a Small World is also Prospero Hall.
It's very weird that it wasn't listed though.
Yeah, they do. I feel like they do a lot of the Disney games. Now, the Haunted Mansion Call of the Spirits is once again now another slight step up, just a slight step up. This is also for ages 8 and up and plays in about 30 minutes. You are kind of living in the world of the Haunted Mansion. So you are at the mansion. The hitchhiking ghosts are going to be moving from space to space, and the game in and of itself is a set collection game. You are trying to collect different sets of different kinds of ghosts. There's a little bit of take that within this game because you're able to rotate the endless hall so that you're putting your opponents into an area where maybe they don't want to be or where the hitchhiking ghosts are, which gives you negative effects. So there's a bit more take that. It's a little bit meaner than the other 2 games, which aren't mean at all.
And all the ghosts, like the set collections, score differently. So there is a little bit more strategy. It's not just so straightforward. Like Jungle Cruise and Small World's very straightforward track, beginning and end. Haunted Mansion takes a little bit more deduction in figuring out, okay, these are the cards I want to go after. This is the set of ghosts I want. So it's, again, it's a little bit more of a step up in terms of figuring out how to do well in the game.
And in this game, there are haunt cards that you're going to collect, which is what happens when you encounter the hitchhiking ghosts. And haunt cards are bad. You don't want to have those in your hand at the end of the game. So you're also trying to get rid of those because they negatively affect you and your points at the end. Once again, very thematic. You're going to, if you're familiar familiar with the Haunted Mansion, you're going to see a lot of very familiar ghost faces. You're going to see Madame Leota. You're going to see a lot of the headless ghosts, the statues. You're going to see a bunch of stuff. So very, very thematic.
I actually like this game.
I love this game. It's just fun, and it's like, I don't know, because the Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride at Disney, and so just everything about this, the artwork is beautiful, the gameplay is simple and fun and a little bit mean, which we obviously like a little mean in our games. So if you are a fan of the Haunted Mansion, if you are a fan of things that are a little bit creepy,
yeah, it's good.
So that is the Haunted Mansion Call of the Spirits, and those are the 3 Disney ride themed games that we have. I don't know if there's any more out there. If there are, please tell me. But now let's talk a little bit about some other rides that we would love to see games based on. And I've got one top of mind. Is it the same? Is it the Tower of Terror?
No.
So for me, I want to see a Disney game themed on the Hollywood Tower of Terror. For anybody who doesn't know, it's like an elevator ride where you randomly drop, free fall drop, like shoom, shoom, shoom. And like it's all set in the Twilight Zone. So it's really like creepy and weird and just Disney magic fun. I would love to see a game like that. I have no idea how they would do it, but maybe something like an actual physical tower.
I mean, they've done stuff like Return to Dark Tower. Like you could have something where you're going up a tower, and then if you almost like Mousetrap.
I was going to say like Mousetrap, yeah.
Like where you're going up a tower, and if you do something wrong, you fall down in an elevator. Like I don't know, they could figure something like that out.
Yes,
I'm sure.
Please, Prospero Hall. I'm assuming you'd be the one designing it. Let's get into the Tower of Terror, because that, like the theming of that game, it would be so good for spooky season. Are you kidding me? Yes, please. What do you got?
Mine would be tough, I think, because I think there's already an associated, like, well, mine's Test Track, but I think it's already associated with, like, Chevrolet, so I don't know how they would do that.
A Cars version.
I would want a racing game based off of Test Track, and what I want is the key mechanic. What I think is cool about Test Track and the ride is that you get to, like, doesn't really matter, but you get to, like, design your car, and then you compete with everyone else in your little, like, pod, and whoever's the fastest wins. But again, it's all arbitrary.
I love racing games.
But if you're telling me you could build a racing game based off of Test Track where you all draft a bunch of karts,
yeah,
and it's like your body type, your engine type, your wheels, like all of these things that might have some asymmetry around it, and you build out your car before you start, and then you race, and those certain things give you bonuses. They might give you detriments based off the track that's built out. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
That would be so cool. I'm trying to think of, like, I think it's best to have like thematic rides or something like that where you're like, you can build out the whole thing. So I'd also love to see a game based on the Frozen ride, or just Frozen in general. Just waiting on that. Let me think. Oh, Big Thunder Mountain. I think you could easily, I would say
Space Mountain.
Well, Space Mountain doesn't really have much of a theme, though.
Space? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess. Definitely Big Thunder Mountain. So Wildest Ride in the Wilderness. So let's get that out there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Western themed something or other.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Space Ranger Spin.
Toy Story Mania would be cool.
Toy Story Mania would be really cool.
That could be like a neat dexterity game or something.
Yeah.
They could do something with that.
Dinosaur could be a really cool themed ride from Animal Kingdom.
Like, imagine the Loop, but dinosaur ride. Because you're going back in time to get a dinosaur back out.
Right.
Like, imagine if it was like that kind of
like
time travel. You have to get dinosaurs, collect dinosaurs back in time, but there's like issue. Yeah.
And
we should be in game design.
We should be in game design. Everest. Expedition Everest.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. There's so many options. So this is our public service announcement, our call out to the designers, to the publishers, Funko, Ravensburger, whomever would like to design these games. That is what we would like to see. I believe that the world would also like to see that as well. Oh my gosh, even a ride about like just the parade.
Yeah, you lost me there.
Yeah, or Fantasmic, the show. Okay, I lost Jack.
You lost me.
Whatever. I'm on board for it. Those are the Disney ride games that we have played, and the Disney ride games that we would love to see. Now, if you are a Disney fan like us, please let us know in the comments some of the Disney rides that you would like to see become games. And if you know how they would play, even better, because the more material we can give to Prospero Hall, the better. The more likely these things are to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're going to be reading all of our comments.
Definitely.
On this video.
They watch all of our videos.
Just FYI, Prospero Hall is not a person.
No.
I thought it was for the
Jamie
longest
thought
time.
it was. It's not.
It's not. I was like, what a fun name.
It's like a marketing
Prospero. Anyways.
spot, I'm sure.
That is it for our first episode in Disney Week. Very exciting. Very magical. Anyways, if you are interested in buying board games like any of the many Disney games that we mentioned today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us here in Halifax, that is...
The Boardroom Game Cafe.
It sure is. Look at that. Stunning. Stately. Beautiful. If you like what you see,
Please subscribe.
we hope to see you again soon. Actually, we hope to see you real soon. That's a Disney thing. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
So for days, you haven't said a word.
What do you want me to say? This is your shtick.
Get excited.
You're the Disney phenom. Is it on the phone?
No. It's gotta be Prospero Hall.
Yeah.
There's not a chance it's not.
Just make the assumption.
We're gonna just make the assumption that it's designed by Prospero
What
Hall.
did it say on BGG?
Probably.
Things I have to do for this channel, man.
Things you do for love, Jeff.
BGG. Not available. Not available. It just sounded so.
What?
I'm like, yeah, super excited. Super excited. I don't sound excited at all.
You're not excited.
I'm hungry.
Me too.